The untouchable Tru School Sports Empire proudly presents something the boxing game's been missing. Hey, what's going on? It's your boy BT, and I came here to talk some boxing with the thousands of Tru School Sports subscribers. Now, we're not too far away from Manny Pacquiao's fight against Yordenis Ugas, and, it could be his last fight. So what I've decided to do is I put together a little compilation of people in interviews and videos speaking about Manny Pacquiao over the years on my channel. Just appreciating Manny Pacquiao, talking about Manny Pacquiao. So here's the compilation for Manny Pacquiao. We're giving him his flowers now. Congratulations to Manny Pacquiao on what's been a remarkable career. And you will always be one of boxing's true warriors. God bless you, champ.
Jeff wants to call him out, but we don't know. We'll see what happens with that. But yeah, to get back on topic, I, as a boxing fan, I love boxing, and I love Manny Pacquiao, and I respect what he's doing. And I think he's one of the best fighters who ever lived. And I think if you refute that statement, if you refute the statement that Manny Pacquiao is one of the best fighters ever lived, then you don't really know anything about boxing. You should go follow cricket or croquet or some other sport. Manny Pacquiao is still awesome. And I'm not gonna have insecure boxing fans make me feel bad about recognizing what is to be true, which is that Manny Pacquiao can still fight.
Absolutely. Do you have any favorite boxers? Like any fighters that you're a big fan of?
What?
Do you have any favorite boxers?
Manny Pacquiao.
Manny Pacquiao?
Yeah.
That makes a lot of sense,
My
man.
only favorite boxer.
Yeah?
Yeah.
What's your favorite Manny Pacquiao fight?
Huh?
What's your favorite Pacquiao fight?
Every fight.
All of them?
Yeah, all of them.
Yeah, I like the Margarito fight. Because Margarito was like
It's tall.
really tall, and then Pacquiao was just beating up on him. So when I was a kid and I saw that, I said, wow, that's pretty cool. The short guy.
De La Hoya.
De La Hoya, yeah. That was a big one. I remember when he fought De La Hoya.
Fight
Barrera, yeah. Morales.
Marquez.
All great fights. It's the war. We're
Yes.
going to war all the time. And that makes so much sense, man, because you fight the same
That's
way.
what boxing I love.
Yeah.
You're doing it for yourself. So as for fighters, like what respect the sport, like nobody can dislike Manny Pacquiao really. In reality,
I mean, no. You really shouldn't.
no, you shouldn't. No, in reality, you shouldn't. I mean, there is but you should, because he is an ambassador for the sport.
For boxing, yeah.
Yeah, for boxing, he's an ambassador. He's great inside the ring. He's great outside the ring.
Humble as they come.
Humble as they come. And they're the people who have the most. That's why he's got
killers.
worldwide support. Everyone watches him fight. He locks down his own country, bro. They call him the crime stopper. You know what I mean? Not for no reason.
Everybody
Because
put the guns in
basically there's no crime, the night he fights, because everyone is watching him fight.
Mm-hmm.
So and he represents his own country a lot. He helps his own people. The amount of money he earns and he just gives away to the poor is amazing, bro.
I mean, he's a man who's walking the walk.
Yeah, he's not just like, one thing I didn't respect about Floyd was all the flash and the money he spent on strippers. And why would you do that? Give it to the people who need it.
But to your question about Thurman and Pacquiao, I'll tell you what, Manny Pacquiao is Manny Pacquiao. He's a legend. He's etched his stone in this sport.
Yeah.
If you really love boxing, it was breathtaking to see that man step in those four corners and fight Keep One Time Thurman. Because I'll tell you what, Keep One Time Thurman to me is the best, one of the hands down best 147s in the division. And he did not lay down. Keith Thurman went in there, it was back and forth. He got caught with some shots, but he also gave a lot of shots. He really pressed the fight with Manny, but fell short. It was a very tight fight. I think Keith needed a knockdown late in the fight, maybe to get a draw.
Yeah.
But other than that, I got all respect to him, because to me, this solidifies the best is yet to come for Thurman. Pacquiao, if he decides tomorrow, I'm done, he goes right into the Hall of Fame. They should just put him in tomorrow.
Yeah.
Because, again, he's just a legend in this sport, and I appreciate everything that he's taught and done for the sport of boxing, because he's really a great mentor and example for a lot of young fighters.
I would agree. Do you think that win against Thurman, does it raise him higher up on the all-time pound-for-pound best fighters of all time, or is it just...
Well, he's always been.
Yeah.
It doesn't raise him because he doesn't raise. He's risen. In my opinion. Manny Pacquiao's risen. He's that Mayweather, Pacquiao, he's at that level. He's at that highest level where no other fighter can go higher. And that's pretty much it. You know, those levels with Ali and, you know, George Foreman and those great champions that have really solidified this sport. So, you know, people in the new generation now need to understand that this is like the Yoda in Star Wars. You know, he's the Jedi.
It's a great analogy.
When somebody gets in the ring with him, not only they have to fight him, they have to learn from him because he's very intimidating. There's nothing more intimidating but standing across the ring from Manny Pacquiao. And, you know, again, rightfully so, he earned that. And there's nobody that can take that away from his legacy, pretty much. And that's the way I view it.
Okay, that was a great assessment. I don't think you could have said it any better than that.
I fought in 8 different weight classes, and I just brought along what I learned as a little guy.
Yeah.
And so it worked for me.
Did you say 8 weight classes you fought in?
8.
Yeah, so you were like Manny Pacquiao before Manny Pacquiao. He fought 8 weight classes. Won the world title in 8 weight classes. Yeah.
It's doing pretty good for me. I never knew that.
Yeah. Manny Pacquiao, he started off at 112, won the world title 112, I think 115, 118, 124, 130, 135, 140, 147, and 154.
Well, I guess I went through the 47 weight division like way limit, but that goes to show you. I went from 47 to super heavyweight. I'm sugar now.
I love the matchup because of the timing of it. I think that I've been saying this over and over again. I think because Thurman has been inactive recently and Pacquiao's kind of on an upswing in terms of this part of his career, I think it's a really good fight. I think it's going to be very interesting. If you brought this fight up to me a couple years ago when Thurman was busy, I didn't think it was a good fight. I thought that he would dominate. But now I think it's a real fight and actually give Pacquiao a chance to win.
You think like he'll outwork him or hurt him or?
He could do anything. You know, that's the thing about Pacquiao. You can never sleep on that man. He really is something special. The guy is, you know, he's 41 years old, 40 years old, and he's still fighting top guys. He has no fear of who he fights. He's a real warrior.
Part-time boxer, man. He's not even.
Yeah, exactly. That's another thing. As busy as that man is, he still gets up to prepare the way he's always prepared, and he goes out there and he fights like a dog.
I mean, and he's absolutely, you know, all-time great. You had the pleasure of sharing the ring with him. If you were to give Keith Thurman some advice on how to beat Manny Pacquiao, what would you tell him?
The hardest part about fighting Manny Pacquiao is preparing for Manny Pacquiao because there's no one in the world like him. Sparring partners, they don't match up. Nothing's like being in the ring with him. It took Marquez 5 fights to figure him out.
Yeah.
You know, like that's and Marquez is one of those guys who figures people out in rounds.
Yeah.
So that just shows you how versatile and difficult he is to deal with. But Thurman just got to be Thurman. He's got to go out there and be himself.
Yeah. Well, even the great, like Mayweather said, you know, now I see why Manny Pacquiao is a great fighter, the angles he takes, and that's Mayweather. That's a guy with the top-level boxing IQ.
And he was able to control Manny. That's amazing. He was the guy who was actually able to control him and really shut down his offense. And for him to say that, that's incredible.
Yeah, kind of lower that punch output, make it a more of his fight.
Match.
All right, well, next week we got the big fight between Manny Pacquiao and Keith. One time Thurman, I call it run time.
Run time.
Who you favored in that one, and why?
I got Pac-Man, bro. You know, Pac-Man's gonna hand that young boy his ass, bro. You know.
Damn.
You know,
You
old
getting
man.
emphatic out here.
Hey,
You
man,
say that hand
old boy. Man, the old man, bro. He's gonna teach the young dog some tricks. He's gonna teach the young dog some tricks, man.
And why do you say that? And why do you? What makes you think he's gonna beat Thurman?
Cause, bro, like he's fought way tougher fighters than Thurman, bro. Bradley, bro. Do you think Bradley's more skilled than Thurman?
Skilled? No.
I mean,
better as far as career, yes, but skilled, no.
Hey, man,
No.
Thurman can't even take punches to the body, man. So that's all I gotta say.
So you
he
feel
was
like
running from Collazo, bro.
So
he was running from Collazo, man.
So you feel like
Collazo?
you feel like Manny's gonna be able to stop or land the same punch that Collazo landed?
And Lopez, yeah.
That's fair enough.
He was running against Garcia too, in the last few rounds.
Okay.
Keith runtime Thurman, you know.
So you think Pacquiao still got enough to beat him? That's what you're saying.
Yeah, bro. Like dude beat Broner, bro. Dude beat Matisse. Dude beat Bradley, bro. He beat Marquez, Barrera, a bunch of dudes, bro. Thurman's like nothing.
Damn, nothing.
Hey,
you hear
man.
that, Keith? You ain't nothing.
Hey, man, look, Keith, I
You know what?
respect you, bro, but you ain't
Okay.
better than Morales.
I'm glad he said he respected you because I was about to say this boy's saying you ain't shit. Like you nothing.
Nah.
But
Hey, bro, you ain't better than Morales. He ain't better than Marquez. You know, he ain't better than Mayweather. That's all you need to say. Right there, man.
Damn. Okay. Killers, man. I mentioned Khan. Obviously, last time I saw you, you were fighting Errol Spence. Who was the most talented? Like, who would you say was out of those guys you fought is the most talented guy you ever fought? And why?
It's hard to say because Pacquiao's a whole different beast. He's in a whole different level. You know, the guy's a living legend. You know, we're never going to see a Manny Pacquiao again. You know, I was honored to be able to get in the ring with him. You know, it was a great opportunity. You know, but yeah, it's hard to compare fighters. I know people like to ask that a lot.
Yeah.
If you talk to guys who've been in the ring, you're never going to get a real good answer about that because it's so difficult to do.
Yeah. Well, I would ask it this way then. Like for like a guy like Manny Pacquiao, what specifically made him such a difficult fight for you?
With Pacquiao, it's his unpredictability. He's super unpredictable. It's really difficult to gauge what he's doing. He generates a lot of power. He's very explosive, fast. He's got footwork. He doesn't get tired. You know, like he's got a lot of things, which is why he's been crushing people for the past 20 years.
Yeah, and like I know with him, as far as his boxing ability, do you, like what did you think about his? Oh, it's just his pure technical boxing ability. Do you think it's underrated, overrated? Did he not have any? Or
you know, the thing about boxing is there's no right and wrong. If it works, it's right.
Yeah.
You know, and he's been able to make the wrong things work for so long that it's right. You can't teach his style.
Well, it's kind of like as far as you know, another question I wanted to ask you because you know when you were coming up, I'm pretty sure this was before you were a pro. You did a lot of sparring with Manny Pacquiao. What were those sparring sessions like? What was Manny like back in those days?
They really were fun. I think the first time I sparred with Manny, I might have been 11-0. That was the first time I was in camp with him, and it truly was fun. I was able to make him miss and able to hit him and vice versa. And a lot of the sessions that when we would spar, they were really high intensity. And a lot of output going from both ends. Outside of that, he would get in the ring with his other guys and he just carried them through. But with me, he really had to put in some work to keep me off of him and stay sharp. And same for me. I had to stay sharp mentally and physically as well because we know what he can do with his quickness and his feet. So, like I said, back then he was in his prime. So I was getting the best of Manny.
You were?
Yeah, it was. Yeah.
A lot of people say that, like back in those days, especially, Manny's like lateral movement, the way he would hit his angles. They say like you would see like 3 of them in the ring at one time. Is that true?
Anybody sparring with him or fighting him may have said that, but not me. He was very quick, and that, again, that's why I say it was fun because when you're just as quick as someone and you have those same type of movements and you can do the same things he can do. It's bang bang. It's just as quick as he's making that move. I'm making the move to defend it or to to be offensive. So that's what made it so competitive and so fun being in the ring with him. It was a lot of bang bang, a lot of bang bang, a lot of that. And a lot of that.